about to have the spokesperson for the respondent. I'm speaking about the president and the NDC, Nana Atu-Dadzie, to address us here at the makeshift press conference area. So straight away we'll go to Nana Atu-Dadzie for his address. Nana, you're welcome to the makeshift press conference area.
Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. As you realize, the solicitors had the opportunity of addressing the court. The petitioners essentially centered their case on the pink sheet. They claim that the pink sheet is a primary evidence in this matter, and that on the face of the pink sheet they could establish biometric verification violations. They were able to establish the fact that presiding officers didn't sign. They were able to establish various forms of irregularities. And as far as they are concerned, having regard to the totality of the material available or they presented, their case must be sustained, and President J. Mahama should be set aside or non-suited. This was countered by the respondents' case. Basically, they disagreed with the issue of the pink sheet being the primary document. It said that the pink sheet cannot, under the circumstances, be the primary document, and that it was clear from Dr. Baumier's own cross-examination that in various cases you had to look at other material to justify some of the indication on the pink sheet. And in Dr. Baumier's own palace, the answer could be found in his analysis, which means that there's some document else you probably could have to look at. The respondents in unison did indicate that one key factor that they urge the court to look at is the fact that at all material times, agents of all the parties, including the petitioners, were present. That the count was made in public. 1, 2, 3. Everybody was there. 3. That there were no complaints from any of the agents. Out of the 26,002 polling stations, that there were no protests from any agent. It is in this regard that they claim that this election was very transparent and very clean. On the issue of overvoting, they said not a single witness was called in this case to come and establish that yes, somebody voted who was not entitled to vote, or somebody voted twice who was not entitled to vote more than 2 times. There's the issue of the serial numbers, where, like Mr. Chikata suggested, it was the weakest argument in a very weak case of the petitioners. He was actually quoting from the address of the second respondent, in that the whole question of serial numbers has been argued before this court, and they urge the court to accept. It's simply that serial numbers are not security numbers relating to election. They are not election matters. They are not like the ballot paper, which carries a serial number and the violation of which is central to the whole process. And for that matter, they describe the serial number complaint as the weakest in an already weak case of the petitioners. But he indicated that the strange thing about the serial numbers is that The serial numbers are intended to void or affect almost 3 million out of the 4.6 or 5 million votes that the petitions are asking to have set aside. 3 million or so of them are in the realm of serial numbers, and for that they ask the court to dismiss that one out of hand, because serial numbers have nothing to do with the electoral process itself. And it is the petitioners, in concluding, were making some suggestions to the effect that the election of 2012 could not have been claimed, and it was riddled with a lot of irregularities and violations. The answer from the petitioners and from the respondents is very clear, in that this election of 2012 happens to be one of the cleanest elections, the most transparent election that this country has ever seen. One that has been, handled in tandem with the party, political parties. They policed every single stage of the electoral process, including the movement of the ballot papers to the regions, to the polling stations, the printing process, the counting, and everybody was there. So as far as the respondents are concerned, the petitioner's case must be dismissed as being unmeritorious, and that this was a clear case that President John Dramani Mahama won clean, as declared by the Electoral Commissioner.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. So, viewers, that's it. We just heard from the NDC. He is speaking about the election petition.